Now going to see the authorities here. I believe this is Anaheim PD, and they are in pursuit of a possible burglary suspect, maybe suspects. Unclear how many people are in this gray Chevy Tahoe, a late model gas guzzler here, northbound on the 5 as we approach the 710 freeway. So came out of Orange County. There was some talk about maybe CHP getting involved in this, but so far it looks like it continues to be, actually here comes CHP. Look at him coming flying up behind Anaheim PD. So maybe they are going to be the lead agency in this. We'll see what happens, but a pursuit here northbound on the 5 of possible burglary suspects right now. Leslie and Ross.
And I understand, Desmond, this started in Orange County. Do we know where in Orange County? And I'm guessing on the streets of Anaheim?
Yes, I believe it is Anaheim. We had actually heard Anaheim PD's helicopter overhead chattering about this, and just looking at the markings of the vehicle, I believe that is the agency that's been in pursuit. But you see CHP now, there's been several units getting involved. There's a couple there on the right-hand shoulder. There's actually a lot of units that are in pursuit of this vehicle at the moment. So northbound on the 5 came through some fairly heavy traffic as they were coming through the 605. They're actually driving on the right-hand shoulder just before we went live to air with this. But now as we come up to the Eastdale interchange, all of a sudden, speed's starting to slow down. You see we're only at about 50 miles an hour, have been up to 80 at one point. Again, unclear how many people are in the vehicle right now, as is usually almost the case with these pursuits. You have those really dark tints on the windows. So we'll see if we are able to get a position at some point to look through the windshield. But unknown how many people are inside and unknown if they're armed.
And Desmond, as CHP moves in on this person going north on the 5 right here, it looks like if John can pull out just a little bit here, it looks like that northbound lane is a little clearer than it was earlier. Maybe that's why CHP is moving in so fast on this guy.
Wow. Yeah. So northbound on the 5 through the 710, and so that's where the ramp comes over on the left. And part of the reason why they're slowing down, my pilot just talked with Anaheim Police overhead. They confirmed that at some point they were able to do a spike strip here, and there was a successful attempt. Unclear how many of the tires hit that spike strip. We can't tell which of the tires have been hit, but at least one of them deflated, so that is probably playing into why the suspect is slowing down here at the moment. So just crossing the 710, and it kind of looked like they were about to try to get on the 710 and then thought, I wouldn't say better of it, but they kind of pulled a fast one at the last second and continued on to the northbound 5. As we come to East LA, have the option, of course, to stick with the 5, headed into Los Angeles, the 101, into downtown, or the westbound 10 Santa Monica freeway. We'll see what the suspect decides to do once they get to that junction.
Yeah, and Desmond, when we first came to you, the speeds were really around 90, 95 miles an hour. And as you say, perhaps the spike strip hitting one or two of those tires. I mean, we're only going 45 right now, thankfully. Most of those lanes are clear. Do we have any idea how many people are in the car, and do we believe that, do we have any reason to believe they're armed?
Yeah, we'll see if my pilot has a chance to talk to Anaheim and see if they have any idea how many people are in the car, but we haven't heard that information yet. Anaheim's radios are encrypted, so it can be kind of difficult to get some information out of them. But just widening out, they've kind of backed off a little bit, and maybe that's because the suspect has slowed down. And you have to wonder how much gas this vehicle has as well, and if they have a flat tire, that's is going to start burning through gas a lot more quickly. As well as not being able to travel as fast. So almost at the Eastdale interchange. If they stay in the right-hand lanes, they'll go to the Santa Monica freeway, trying to pick up speeds again here, getting up to still only about 60 miles an hour. So at the very least, we're not seeing really serious danger to the public in the way of high speeds at the moment.
Yeah, Des, I can see that front left tire. That looks like, at least from my vantage point, maybe that it looks like it's definitely losing air there. But you can see the speeds right now about 45 miles per hour as this possible burglary suspect is taking CHP on a pursuit right now on the northbound 5 lanes. Again, we know this started in Orange County, now headed up the 5 north through, I believe they pass Commerce now, but you could see that it looks like they're possibly getting off an off-ramp here. Could lead them to another freeway. If we take a moment, it looks like maybe the 60 East.
Westbound 10. We're headed for
Oh,
the
westbound 10.
westbound 10 here out of the Eastdale interchange. And you know, I think I'm trying to. Of course, we're going over a bunch of the ramps right here, and it might be that front tire that is suffering. I'm starting to see maybe a little bit. Yeah, you look at there, you can see it. It looks like the rubber might be getting ready to separate from the wheel right here. So it looks like it was that front driver's side tire that was affected. And this driver's got to be really careful now in this big SUV if they're going to be going at these speeds, even though they're not that high. If he loses that tire completely, he or she, whoever's behind the wheel, they could really have some trouble here. Now they're coming to a stop. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this is going to be the end or if they're going to get out and run. And they are running. Several people here. Looks like 3 people. Very dangerous here. Westbound 10, west of the Eastdale interchange. Now in the median of one of the freeways, as we're up near Opal and Boyle Avenue, and we'll see what these suspects do as they get off of the freeway here. And
it looks like they're jumping over.
We'll see if the driver is one of them, but.
Yeah,
but we saw 3 people. Here's one down here. It's getting kind of dark out here, but we'll try to keep some eyes on some of them here as we are just off of the westbound 10.
Does it looks like they're being met with that fence, probably pretty hard to jump over, but I haven't seen any of those suspects jump over it quite yet. Have you?
No, I have not. I think they might be hiding underneath the trees. Look, this might be Anaheim PD with a canine unit right here. So they're going to come up. I see one of them in the bushes. And now, okay, there's the spotlight from CHP's helicopter overhead. I saw one. Here's one of the suspects. No, actually, this is CHP officer right there that is now in foot pursuit. So they're going to be coming up against another fence.
Oh, I think back on the left
Here's
there.
one of the suspects here, I think. Yeah, here's one of the suspects here, no doubt, very tired. They get out and they start sprinting.
Laying down.
We'll try to get to the other side of this tree right here. As usual, the tree's just kind of getting in our way. But here you see the officers there, pretty tired as well. But it looks like they're getting at least one of those 3 suspects in custody.
Yeah, and it looked from our vantage point that they were all 3 young people. Back at the car, I think I saw briefly that the driver did get out, and it looked like authorities did get to that driver without incident. Here's a playback on your left side of the screen, a live picture on the right, a playback of the 3 people in the car getting out and running in the center divider between lanes. We lose them in the tree. We know when they get to the other side of the road, though, there's a fence that they can't get over, so they start going to the left side of the screen, and at least one of those people has been taken in by what looked like a CHP officer. There's also a canine unit on the ground.
Yeah, we're seeing that as well. And Desmond, have you been able to spot the other suspects here or that driver? I know, Ross, you were mentioning that the driver may have gotten out of the driver's side after those people took off.
It looked briefly. Did you see that, Des?
It was kind of difficult there for me because I saw 3 people get out, and then I wanted to see if they were going to go in the vehicle and drag anybody else out, but then I wanted to keep eyes on those suspects, and then we kind of lost them.
2 people in custody at this point. 2 people confirmed in custody.
Okay. 2 out of 3, and out of at least 3, you can see they still have their spotlight out here, so they may still be looking for at least one person here. But you saw Anaheim police get back involved there with their canine units. Here they are right here. So they've come quite a ways here from Anaheim, but then CHP down there in pursuit as well. We see that's the canine officer right there. We'll see if we can get a hold of CHP's helicopter and if they can confirm to us that they're still looking for someone. But it was a close call for those suspects there. They were about to lose control of that SUV. So I mean, pretty dangerous to get out and run along the freeway embankment. But this could have ended much worse for these suspects here westbound on the 10.
Truly, and you know, if you're just tuning in, this is the end to a police pursuit that started in Orange County. We know it came all the way down to the 5 North past Commerce. We know at one point 3 suspects got out of the vehicle, started taking off running after the vehicle actually hit a spike strip, lost control. And now 2 people are detained. At least we know 2 of the 3 suspects. Now they're saying
we're hearing right now that all 3 have been taken into custody at this hour by authorities. So it looks like this has come to an end. As you were saying, this all began in Orange County. At least 3 burglary suspects running northbound on the 5 in their gray Chevy Tahoe and then getting off, I believe, westbound 10?
I believe so, yeah.
Westbound 10, where they went over to the curb and bailed. Desmond, can you see those three in custody down there? I know it's getting dark.
Ross and Leslie, I believe they are still looking for one out here. That's what we're hearing from the helicopter. You just saw the spotlight overhead, and we've just been going around trying to find a different angle, but this is just a particularly tough spot with these. You've got all the ramps here from the eastbound 10 to the northbound 5 getting in the way, and then the trees on the embankment. It's not lit very well down here on this side of the freeway, so I think they are still looking for one person, unfortunately, but they have three, so there may have been four total in the vehicle. Maybe there was the driver and then two of the three people that got out and ran, but they're still looking for one person. You can see they're still holding lanes of the freeway as well. So bad news for folks that are headed towards downtown LA on this westbound 10 that is stopped right now until probably, until CHP can get that last person in custody.
That's right. So we understand three in custody, Desmond, and we believe that may be it. We know it's 2 females and 1 male in custody right now. That's what we're hearing. The latest from CHP. It looks like an end to this pursuit that started in Orange County.
Yeah, and people on the westbound 10 might be held up in traffic there as CHP continues to detain these suspects and wrap up their investigation. But for now, of course, we will bring you the latest as we get more information, but we do have more news to get to here.
Live from the Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL 9 News at 8.
Well, failing grades for the police response in the deadly school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. A scathing new report also places blame beyond local authorities. Well, the families who lost loved ones in that Uvalde school massacre met today with members of the Texas House Committee investigating the incident.
Their 77-page report places blame on the shooter and his family, the school, and law enforcement officers who waited in the hallway for more than an hour. Elise Preston has more, but we want to warn you, some of the video you're about to see is very disturbing.
Newly released body cam videos from the Uvalde Police Department shows officers staked out around Robb Elementary School. You can hear the shooter firing at officers and at least one officer expressing the need to get into the classroom where the gunman was holed up.
We got to get in there.
Eventually, 376 officers, local, state, and federal, arrived on the scene, according to a new report by the Texas House Committee investigating the shooting. The investigation found they waited 77 minutes before moving in to take out the shooter, lacking clear leadership, basic communications, and prioritizing their own safety over saving innocent lives.
And they should have done more, acted with urgency. Tried the door handles, tried to go in through the windows, tried to distract him.
The 3 members of the investigating committee released their findings in a meeting with families of the victims, 19 students and 2 teachers. Their 77-page report found the shooter fired about 100 rounds in the first 3 minutes. But the report suggests some could have survived if they had not had to wait so long for rescue.
They're a joke. They got no business wearing a badge.
Vincent Salazar, the grandfather of 4th grader Layla Salazar, obtained his report, but did not stay for the meeting due to his distrust of local public officials and handling of the investigation. So far, much of the blame has been put on Uvalde School Police Chief Pete Arredondo for his role as incident commander. But investigators suggest there were plenty of better trained and better equipped officers who didn't step up and could have contributed to the loss of life. Some family members who attended the meeting left feeling dissatisfied.
Accountable needs to say, hey, I'm wrong, you're right.